Hey there, my name is Brian, and this is Immersed in Him, Modern Day Miracles, and I am back with 3 more miracle stories just for you. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like this content, so we can get this video pushed out to more and more people, hopefully people that may need it. What if the most powerful thing you could do for someone was something that they'd never even see? No words, no presence, no action they could even witness. Just prayer. Because sometimes the greatest miracles happen in places you've never been. So there was a little girl fighting for her life. She was going through chemotherapy. Her body was weak. Her immune system almost gone. Her fever climbed actually to 105 degrees and even higher. Her body couldn't even fight it. And everyone knew this could be the moment she didn't make it through. However, there was a woman named Erin. She couldn't go to the hospital. It wasn't safe. She couldn't hold her hand. She couldn't sit by her side. So she did the only thing she knew she could do. She prayed over and over and over again. Every time the little girl came to mind, Erin would stop and pray. She asked the Blessed Mother Mary and Archangel Raphael to watch over her, to protect her, to heal her day after day, 4 or 5 days straight even. And then one night she prayed just one more time. That night, something happened. Erin said she never even remembers her dreams, but this one she would never forget. In the dream, an angel came to her. Not a feeling, not a thought, but it was an actual angel. And the angel led her somewhere she had never even been before. It was to the hospital. The room where the little girl was fighting for her life, Erin had never even been there. But in that moment, she was standing just outside the door. And when she looked inside, she couldn't believe what she saw. The room was full, not with doctors and nurses, not with machines, but with angels. There were so many angels, she didn't even know how she was going to get through. But as she stepped forward, they moved gently, quietly, and they made a path for her right to the bedside. And there, sitting beside the girl, was Mary, the Blessed Mother Mary, calm, peaceful, present. She looked at Erin and said softly, "Don't worry, everything is going to be fine." And in that moment, everything changed. The fear, the worry, the unknown, it was replaced with peace and love and understanding. A peace Erin couldn't even explain. She thanked her, and then she woke up, just like that. The next morning, Erin checked for an update. The family had been posting online, so she went straight there. She opened the page and read the latest message. The fever had broken. The little girl was stable. She was improving, actually. A week later, more tests, blood work, a spinal tap even, and then the words no one expected to hear. She was in remission. Not just surviving, but healing and recovering. In the midst of it all, about to actually go home. Erin had no doubt. To her, this wasn't a coincidence, her dream. It was an actual miracle because she couldn't be there physically, but her prayers were. And somehow, in ways that we don't even fully understand or comprehend, heaven responded. We live in a world where we want to see everything and touch everything and control everything and explain everything, but sometimes the most powerful things that we can do are the ones that no one actually even sees. It's just as simple as a prayer, a moment of faith, a quiet plea for someone else's life, because maybe you don't have to be in the room to change what happens inside of it. And maybe the miracle that someone is waiting for starts with you. All right, on to story number 2. What if the people we lose never really leave? What if they're still here trying to reach us in ways that we don't really always understand? Because for one family, losing their son was only the beginning of their story. It was June 27th, 2004, a beautiful Sunday morning, the kind of day that feels, normal, peaceful, safe until it isn't. That morning, everything in their lives changed. A phone call, words no parent ever wants to hear. Their son, Billy, was gone. He had been riding his ATV the night before. A simple ride, a normal moment, but in an instant, it ended, and he was gone. The ATV hit a tree, and just like that, he was gone. The days that followed weren't about living. They were about surviving, one day at a time, one breath at a time, because when you lose a child, everything inside you breaks. But for Billy's father, surviving wasn't enough. There was something deeper, a need, a pull even, to contact his son again. He didn't know how. He didn't even know if it was possible. Most people wouldn't think it was possible. But he knew one thing, and that was that he had to try. Months later, an opportunity came. A meeting with a spirit messenger, so to say. A chance to hear from Billy again. And in that moment, everything changed. For over an hour, they spoke with their son. Billy told them he was safe, happy, whole. He told them not to worry and that it was his time, that he had simply gone home. That moment brought peace for the family, but it didn't end there, because soon after, something unusual began to happen. Photographs started changing. Small lights, round shapes, orbs even. At first, it seemed random, but then they kept appearing. Billy's father began taking photos constantly. Day after day, keeping track, watching closely, trying to understand. Then one day, everything shifted. The photos weren't random. They were filled with light, movement, energy, too much to ignore. Thousands of images, orbs, light streaks, mist even. Things that didn't make sense in a photograph, but it felt intentional. And then something even stranger happened. He began to see them before the photo was even taken. Flashes of light, movement, visible for just a second when the camera flashed. Some images looked a little different though. Bright streaks of light curving through the air, almost like something was moving with a purpose. Many who saw them said the same thing. They looked like angels. Then came the mist, soft, smoky, alive, wispy, what he called spirit essence. Not just seen in photos, but he witnessed it in real time. But the most powerful discovery came quietly, hidden in the background. A light, a shape, a heart. At first, he didn't even notice it, until one day he zoomed in, and there it was, perfect, undeniable, a heart-shaped light. Then more appeared, street lights, the moon, Christmas lights even, all forming hearts. His favorite? A perfectly shaped heart in the moon. He couldn't see it with his eyes, but through the camera, it was there, clear and intentional. It was a message. Over time, one thing became clear. This wasn't just for him, it was for others. To show that love doesn't end after we pass on. The connection continues, because maybe when we lose someone, we don't lose them at all. Maybe they just find new ways to reach us. Through light, through signs, through moments we can't even explain. And maybe the real miracle is realizing that they're never truly gone. Okay, on to story number 3. What if the hardest part of parenting wasn't your child? What if it was actually you or me, us, parents? Because sometimes the things we're trying to fix the most is actually the mirror. This is a story of a mother named Melissa. A mother who loved deeply, fought relentlessly, and nearly broke trying to save her son. But her story didn't end there. It started long before she became a mother. As a little girl, she felt something inside, a connection to something higher, a purpose even. But at the same time, a voice inside of her told her that she wasn't good enough to live it. Her life reflected that battle. Chaos, abandonment, pain she didn't even know how to hold. She almost numbed it using drugs, alcohol, toxic relationships, things that a lot of people do to numb what they're feeling. By 16, she was trying to survive life the hard way. But somehow, she fought her way back. Piece by piece, she rebuilt her life, emotionally, financially, and most importantly, spiritually. And at 27, she stepped into her new identity, wife and mother. She had 3 children, strong, spirited, but one of them was a little different. Her son, Benjamin. From the very beginning, something wasn't right with him. Before he was even 3, the behavior started. Obsessive routines, fear-driven rituals, explosive emotional outbursts. One moment, sweet and loving. The next, completely out of control. And almost every time, it was directed right at her. Hours of screaming, rage that didn't even make sense, a child she couldn't reach, and a mother who felt like she was failing. They tried everything, therapy, medication, behavior plans, nothing worked. People didn't understand. Even the ones who loved them started to pull away. It was just too hard to see. And then suddenly, she was alone in it. But she didn't give up. She held on to faith, to prayer, to the quiet belief that there had to be something more. And then everything changed. A woman entered their lives, an energy healer named Mary. What she uncovered wasn't what anyone expected. Benjamin wasn't struggling, he was mirroring. His chaos was reflecting something deeper, Melissa's own wounds, fear, control, unresolved pain. And in that moment, everything shifted. Because if she wanted to heal her son, she had to start with herself. She leaned in deeper than ever before into healing, to truth, leaning into parts of herself that she tried to avoid. Then came the moment, a moment that would change everything, a past life regression. In that space, something unbelievable happened. Melissa, her husband, her son, they uncovered a shared past, pain, guilt, and unfinished trauma. And Benjamin, just 12 years old, came face to face with it. In that moment, he let it go. Forgiveness, release, freedom. He sent that pain into the light. And from that night on, everything changed. The rage had faded. The control loosened. The darkness had lifted. Benjamin didn't just improve, he transformed. He became calm, present, empathetic. And Melissa, well, she was reborn too. She learned faith, forgiveness, ownership, the power of her thoughts, the power to create a new life. Now she shares that message with others, because what she went through was never just about her. Because sometimes the storm you're trying to survive is actually trying to wake you up. And sometimes the child you're trying to fix is the one that was sent to heal you. Because the moment you're actually willing to look in the mirror is the moment that everything changes. So I'd like you to comment down below if you have had any kind of experiences like these 3 stories. I know I have personally. Photographs that you have any of orbs or lights that you think have been family that have passed on. Any stories of prayer, I'd love to hear them in the comments. And I'd also love to reach out to people and talk to them one-on-one, actually, with their miracles. So if you guys have any miracles, make sure you guys comment down below, reach out to me. My email's down there, and hopefully we can start chatting one-on-one and hearing personal miracle stories from the mouths of those who experienced them.